Good day, everyone. You're welcome. So let's get it real with Hoba. I believe today's weather is a lot better compared to yesterday. Is that not true?
Yes.
Okay, so, but if you're still feeling cold, like we say always, just get yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and ensure you stay warm, stay safe, stay secure. Today we have a very important guest in our midst. She's a lady of multiple parts. She's a philanthropist, also, should I add the word advocate? Going through your profile, I realized that you're fighting for justice and here in the United Kingdom. So should I'd probably say you're an advocate for justice.
Yes.
And so I want to thank you for coming today. Before we go straight to the show, so the main discussion of the day, we would like to know you better. We have listeners and viewers all over the globe that would like to know who is this beautiful person in the studio. Please, can you introduce yourself to our audience out there?
Thank you, Fancy Radio, for having me, and thank you for the life-changing work you're doing in the lives of people across the world and here in the UK. So my name is Janelle Victory. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and I've been in England 23 years now.
Interesting. And this is it. Okay, you want to say more?
So my journey from TNT, you may have heard of my island, island of soca and very creative island, innovative. I would say it's the giant of the Caribbean. I think the Jamaicans would want to stone me, but I believe so. We got oil, we got everything within the Caribbean diaspora, that we are independent. We are not like a tourism resort island. And we also the first Caribbean island to get our independence and things like that. First beauty queen, Janelle Victory, who won the universe title.
That's a lot of marketing for TNT. I'm sure your country will be glad to have you on board today.
And we also have a lot of African roots, Ghana and Nigeria.
Okay, a lot of them there. That's good. You decided to brave us at the end of the day. Okay, we understand. It's good. And thanks for doing what you do. It's always lovely to have someone like you representing TNT and also a proud African. And proud African. And thank you for not forgetting your heritage. So it's good. It's good. And I say this social integration is important here in the UK. You've got to follow the rules here. You've got to align with the principles here. They are important. But you must never forget your heritage. So the whole concept of socio-cultural integration is key. Staying true to your identity while respecting the norms, the principles and culture in this beautiful country, this beautiful kingdom. So thank you.
I think that to add to what you said, the British values where everyone should be treated with dignity and respect. And we bring our cultures to it. It's really like a kaleidoscope. Colors and beauty, talent, and we all can make a difference. So that's why we're here today.
That's right, that's true, because I think that's the beauty of the United Kingdom. Everyone is welcome, and you can be who you want to be. Your culture is highly respected. We also want to encourage, especially the younger ones, to respect the values and principles of the United Kingdom. I think that is the beauty, not trying to change it. And it's wrong when you want to change the values of the place that you seek shelter, you seek better opportunities. It's not the best thing to do. And so we'll go straight to our discussion. I want to start from your journey through hardship. You've gone through some challenging times, and the good thing is that, like I say to some people, you don't look it at all. You're Black African beauty, so you don't look it at all. And so thanks for coming. So I want to ask this. You took on the challenge of fighting red breast cancer. You're a superwoman for doing that. And for indirect discrimination, and you won. That's interesting. And could you share what inspired you to take that bold step? And what the experience taught you regarding resilience? Can you talk to us about that?
It's here again. EPRA Global Leadership and Entrepreneurial Summit and Awards 2025. Celebrating excellence in leadership and innovation. Date, 22nd to 26 September 2025. Venue, Royal Institute, London. Theme: Innovating for Tomorrow, Empowering Global Leaders in Business and Entrepreneurship. Who should attend? Join a dynamic gathering of visionary founders and CEOs, entrepreneurs and industry leaders, economists and investors, policy makers and academics, corporate executives and journalists, and other game changers shaping the future. Why attend? Connect with global industry leaders and disruptors. Bring groundbreaking ideas to life. Drive entrepreneurial growth and innovation. Expand your professional network and ecosystem. Secure your spot today. Don't miss this transformative experience. Register now.
My brother, let me say, it was very hard.
Okay.
I endured great tribulation and disparities, being a person with disabilities, having a son, my boy, his name is Madiba. So we all have various disabilities. So just a short summary, when I arrived for Trinidad, I was left stranded at Gatwick Airport.
Okay.
The person didn't come and collect me. I built myself up from being homeless. My first job was in St. Mary's Hospital. I built myself as a nurse, a domestic cleaner. And so the struggles have always been there. I've always been, even as a child, very resilient. I was raised in farming, Santa Cruz, and the rivers and the lakes was my playground. So I think life really, from a young age, I saw myself, I had to be strong. So the trials that I endured here was nothing compared.
It's what you were prepared for?
I was ready. I was prepared.
Okay.
You get where I'm going. So when I endured all this, I spiritually rejection, very painful. From my classmate who I sat in class with, and thought that she would have left me stranded at a massive country where I've never traveled in my life.
Wow.
Because TNT is 1 million. You could imagine Nigeria is billions, and then this country is almost 60 million. So I'm like a little ants in a massive, and had no one have disabilities and have to endure all this. But you know, God has always been with me. As I said to you before, when I thought I was being buried, I was being planted.
Okay.
God was with me even in spite of the situation that I was in. I think my favorite moments that I had when I was going through the worst in my life is that I had this joy in my heart. I was always grateful.
Yes.
And the white people, England, white country, this lady is always happy. This woman is always, there's something about you. I believe if you can go through your trials and have joy and be grateful, that tells a lot about your personality. That tells a lot of who you are. I never complained. When I got evicted from Redbridge Council, to answer what you asked, I was living in a 2-bedroom flat. I had my own flower shop. I was doing really good. I had our one Pride Awards. My life has improved. And then this happened to me. The landlord just wanted the place back. So he and the council collaborated to get me out. But this was the vehicle God used to get me my own permanent accommodation.
It's lovely.
Sometimes when people plot evil at us, even the wickedness, even the people who plan evil against you are part of God's plan. So this was, although it was painful, I was moved from 4 different travel lodges with my 2 children. The beauty was that everywhere we go, we grew. We learned something. My son wrote a book in the travel lodge. I was thinking of another business. It didn't stop me. A lot of time we go through things and it stops us and we become bitter and angry. Not me. I decide if I could come out of this and have a story to tell, talking to you now, then it's worth it.
Thank you for sharing. Actually, what we do here, let's get it real with Robert, is to bring people with stories like yours to share with our audience so that people can understand that every situation, no matter how difficult it is, leads you two options.
Yes.
You can be bitter or you can be better.
Yes.
I believe that your story will inspire millions of people listening to you today to make that decision to be better, irrespective of what they've gone through.
Yes.
And so we bring career giants, we bring entrepreneurs, professionals, politicians that have gone through difficult times, but today they are successful stories and they are contributing to their community. And that is why we're happy to have your story be part of this successful chains of stories, success stories that we have had the opportunity to listen to. So I thank you for doing that. You've gone through the struggle, life during the struggle, the way you explained that, and the victory you got. And you said something which is so profound. And when you were planted, not buried.
My children were the one that motivated me. It takes a village to raise a child. Also my church. The church clerk would call me and ask me, do you need anything? Are you okay? And you don't really get churches, you have some churches, but some of them they don't have time for you. You're homeless. But she was kind. I think that really inspired me, that someone cared about me. My case may look hopeless, but still there were people praying for me. And what also inspired me was the other people I met in the travel lodge. There was this one lady who had a mental breakdown. Mental illness is real. It's real and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And I want to make this very clear today. Anyone listening to me, feel low or you're going through hardship, get help. There's always someone that is going through some form of mental illness. We have seen on the news with this young lady who, left her children at home and the consequences. And a lot of our single moms, they don't have support. Not everybody have a village.
Yeah.
I am fortunate to have my church. But there's not a lot of women being honest have this. And I'm speaking here and it pains.
It hurts, yeah.
Because it's not like they want to leave their children or they don't have it. And I've experienced so much women who are alone and victim of domestic violence. And I don't know how they coped. And I think that really inspired me as a mother, as a woman, that I'm more than somebody's mother. I'm more than somebody's wife. I am me. I'm unique. I think, I'm sorry, I'm just...
No, it's okay.
I'm just personal.
I understand.
Yeah, it hits differently when you've been through it. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Can we have something?
Yeah, so that really inspired me to keep going.
Okay.
Really inspired me for my children, but also your children are a reflection of you. So what they saw, if I wasn't strong, they wouldn't be strong. Okay. Every day, my kids went to school, from Heathrow, Feltham, Slough. They were going to school. They never missed school. And that really inspired the teachers. My daughter's going to a grammar school. Big up to Michaela's community school in Wembley, the strictest school in the country. And they were really inspired. Your mom is like a star. They were like, but it was being honest. Wow. If I can be honest, it was hard. It was hard because I accustomed to dine at the Ritz Hotel, and then I was brought down to this low, why was I going through this? What does God want me to learn? Because I'm very kind, I'm giving, but I had to go through that dark period of my life.
Okay. I can see that. You know what? You're inspiring me. I feel your pain, and we're sorry for. I hope we are not tampering.
No, it's natural. It's energy, it's frequency, it's real.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
And really, I want to truly appreciate the fact that you're willing to share your life to the world. And so many people will be inspired by this, just coming out to tell people. Sometimes people go through difficult times and they think they're just the only one going through that. Coming out to share your experience will help a lot of people. So thank you for doing this. Turning your eviction into a blessing. You described the eviction as a blessing in disguise. That is very interesting. Could you elaborate on that?
Can you imagine being evicted? So shameful. Everybody, I lost a lot of friends because they were like, she probably was helping everybody else and didn't help herself, or she didn't judge me. Maybe I didn't pay my rent, and that wasn't the cause. But I think God was cleaning me up, and all the people that were not supposed to be in my life, He moved them out. So that eviction was a way of God divorcing things out of my life, but I didn't understand.
Filtration.
Yeah, what He was doing. And sometimes when God is doing things in our lives, we don't understand. We think that God is punishing us. We think that God has betrayed us because maybe your husband or your father betrayed you, left your mother, and God is like that. God is not like man. He's not like that. He will never betray us. He will never leave us nor forsake us. I had to learn that over again, all I knew. So when I took them to court and the judge, I will never forget the judge, little short man. And I came with myself and the legal team, and the council was wealthy, so you could imagine. But he saw right through the council. He saw everything. And I was just calm, relaxed, and he said, I saw what you did to this lady. I saw the plot. But everywhere you sent Miss Clark, she grew. And that's what inspired me about Miss Clark. She never grumbled, and she fought you with all her might for her children and for others. And today I'm granting her victory. They had to pay me compensation. They had to get me a new built 3-bedroom house, new built, beautiful residential area in Barkingside. They had to give me a public apology. So God vindicated me in the presence of my enemies. On the BBC News, they had to apologize to me. Could you imagine the council apologizing?
This is good news. This is lovely. This is beauty to my ears.
God, this wasn't karma. This was the judgment of God. Came down and dealt with them. And this is why I say to people, if your heart is clean, you don't have to worry. Just live a good life. Don't hold on to malice, bitterness, anger. I said to them, I have no malice against them for all what they have done to me. You tried to bury me, but God planted me.
I just love that terminology. Should I call it a concept?
You can borrow it.
Yeah, I'm borrowing right away. It's a good concept. It's just a good way to look at life situation. So thank you for sharing this. Actually, you talked about families with disabilities, and I'm going to be asking you a question about this lovely book soon, and I love the story. Pain passes, but the beauty remains forever. It's like
and that is me.
And that's the definition of you.
That is the thing, is that I wrote this before all of this happened, but like I was foretelling my story. I will go through pain, but the beauty will last forever.
We're going to come back to this. It's like saying beauty for ashes. I love that. So you talked about that. You mentioned waiting to inspire families facing unlawful evictions, particularly those with disabilities like autism. And what advice would you give to those feeling powerless?
When my son was diagnosed with autism, Madiba Elijah, for the first 5 years of his life, couldn't speak. I refused the doctor's diagnosis. I refuse to accept that my son cannot speak a word, cannot praise God. I refuse. And I questioned God. Why? Because this really broke up my marriage. My husband could not understand how he don't want no disabled child. So I became a problem in my marriage. And a lot of people face this with having children with disabilities when they are the partner don't understand that children are born unique, but different. And so I prayed to God and I said, God, I ask you to do what the doctors cannot do. Prove yourself strong and mighty in Madiba's life. Because he's going to grow up as a little black boy, cannot speak, he doesn't have a voice. So I am his voice. And by faith, every day he couldn't speak. He used to be angry, frustrated. And I will turn that anger and frustration into exercise, into baking, and then I will speak with him. And I will say, you are not dumb. You are a brilliant little boy. Autistic children are amazing.
Yeah.
They can climb the highest mountain and they can swim in the deepest blue sea. And every day I will be doing Madiba, Madiba, Madiba. Your name is Mandela. So every day you'll be like, what's wrong with this? What is wrong with this? But I was empowering him. And I will speak the Makatan, ba, and then do the sign language, food, strong. So he was adopting what I was doing, and the confidence was growing. And then I loved dancing, so he would be dancing, but all the music I would be playing was African music. So I want him to know who he is. He's not like any other child, he's Madiba. And when he reached 5, I was in the kitchen making him breakfast, and then he pulled my nightie. This is when he spoke. He said, Mama!
Oh, lovely.
So I jumped. I was praying for this, when when Peter and Paul was in the prison, and Rhoda told them, Peter is at the door. They said, you're mad woman, they're in the prison. How could they be at the door? This is how I was feeling. I was praying, the prayer was answered. He was speaking. And then when I didn't look at him, he said, Mama, again, to make me know I am Madiba.
I can imagine the same.
So you can imagine.
Like from the movies.
God answered my prayer in a way that I couldn't understand. And I want to encourage parents listening to me. Autistic or whatever child you have disability, they were born different to make a difference in the world. Nothing is wrong with them. They just learn differently. No, Madiba can talk. I can't shut him up. He have his little vocals well. He's doing well in school. Next September he's going to secondary school, and he knows who he is. And he knows who he is because he's seen the trials of his mother. He's seen when I had to fight Brent Council to get his EHP plan. He saw I had to take them to court and I won. He saw the struggles with Redbridge Council. So he's a child that is growing up, seeing his mother struggle but keep winning. And I tell them, whatever we go through, keep winning. And instead of the God giving him water, the God will urinate on him. And Nelson Mandela came out of prison and became the Prime Minister of South Africa, and saw that same man in a restaurant. He was with his entourage, and they called the man. When the man came and eat with them, he had his face down. He could never face Nelson, and he was shaking and sweating. Then he left. He said, thank you, and he left. And the guy asked him, one of his guards, this man is sick. And Nelson said, no, he's not sick. This is the man that tortured me when I was in prison. And when I asked him for water, he urinated on me. But look at me today. I am the Prime Minister. Yeah. I hold no malice. And I want to encourage people, hold no malice. Even though I've lost a lot, but I've gained more than I've lost.
You've got the right attitude to life, and that's beautiful. Attitude is, we say attitude is everything. You can have enough attitude, skills, but if you have the wrong attitude to life,
yes,
you're going to be self-destruct. Yes. And so we have so many people, I can't imagine, and I don't want to go there, that your husband left you alone to take care of Madiba, but thank God for everything is turning out for good. What the enemy meant for evil, yes, God is turning it around for your good. Yes. There's a song like that, and I hope you get to listen to that song someday. And so I believe so many people already be encouraged. And so many,
I feel so in my spirit that people can feel the sincerity and pain. And I think that this is why I need to be vulnerable because of what I'm going through, but it's not easy.
Thank you. And it's good people talk. You see people bottling emotions inward and then getting into depression, suicide. So you're showing people that there's a different way to look at these things, and you can just have the right perspective to life and turn your lemon into lemonade and give God the opportunity to walk. So your story is awesome, and that is why I want to talk about you being a florist, you being a florist and event planner. Beyond your advocacy work here, I noticed that you're also a talented florist. We've seen that. I was listening, reading your profile, different occasions you have had to take charge and about that. So I want to ask you, what is it about being a florist, and can you talk to us about your career in that area, being a florist and events?
God is so good. That floristry, I had a shop in Halston, first black florist in Halston. And absolutely beautiful. Everyone used to come. I remember I outsold Tesco for Mother's Day, selling over £3,000 in one day. God has blessed me with so much, but the floristry part of it really came as a way of me wanting to encourage people with mental health. I have a passion. Nature is so important, it's so beautiful. And flowers for me, creating. I remember I had a job at the Ritz Hotel. And so it took me really far. I did all the shops in Marylebone, the hotels, Afro Hair and Beauty Show, you just name it. Award show, so I done really well,
That's good. So you are up for more jobs, people can contact you, because I think you have a very beautiful, so your work should be beautiful.
Yes.
And it comes from within. So at the end of the day, we're going to ask you for your numbers and ways people can reach out to you and for event planning. But let's talk about your community impact and collaborations. From you have been dedicated NHS volunteers, and that should be for close to 7 years, I think so. And you are collaborating with a Les Brand team, and this brand team, and how does this role aligns with your values, and what impact do you hope to leave on your community?
Well, I would say that changing your mindset, perception, because your attitude determines your altitude. And if you can do that, and if you can surround yourself with positive-minded people that can lift you higher, and put God at the center of your life, you cannot do nothing without God. He will make something of your life. Your life will have purpose and meaning. And for me, I always wanted to make a difference in the lives of my community, society, and humanity. I've done a lot of prison ministry, I've done a lot of work with youths, offenders, and I just want people to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Because society has painted a picture, especially for our children, our black children, that, I met this young man in Dagenham, and he said, I can't be anything, I'm just from Dagenham. I said, you're British, you can be anything. It's your country, man, what are you talking about? And he looked at me and he said, this is my country. I said, oh yes, you're British. You can be anything. You're not just from Dagenham. You can be anything. And sometimes people just need a word of encouragement. That blew his mind. Wow. Because no one ever told him about possibilities. He just saw a single mom, no dad, bad friends. He just thinks his life is over. But I said there is possibilities. You can be anything.
Okay. I'm just thinking a lot here. Do you have a meeting for single mothers in?
Yes, I have. My charity is called Hope with a Smile, and I have an award show women of excellence. So I do a lot of Zoom. We do things like we go to different places like Love in the Field. We go to places that they can, release their mental health, beach events, excursions, conferences. So I do a lot of work with women.
Because it's something that I'm just thinking also, there are women finding it difficult to deal with children with disabilities, and they don't have the skills you have, they don't have the experience. You've attained self-mastery, which is a product of exposure, education, experience, and also empathy, and then emotional intelligence. These are all components of self-mastery. And just listening to you, I can tell you've mastered the art of dealing with turbulence time and raising champions in your son. So is there a way you can replicate the same process for women having children with disability, or is this something we can work with you to achieve?
I can refer them to, I have a lot of groups that have supported me and will be able to support them. And also if they want to learn a skill, maybe forestry, balloons, something, or get counseling, they can contact me.
Okay, that would be lovely, because I just listening to your story, I know there's so many women out there that are having these difficulties. I recently met a young guy here in the UK, and people complain about this guy to be difficult, and he would listen to his parents. But just having a discussion with him yesterday, I realized that he was extremely intelligent. He was talking to me about business like an adult. It dawned on me that all he needed was someone to look after.
That's all they need.
We spent more than an hour discussing business, and I was shocked.
He's not getting that from home. So this is where the problem comes in. It must start from home. Because sometimes the mom is busy, single parents or whatever. But I always say to the parents, make home become like a heaven for your children, that they can speak. I said to my kids, you can tell me anything at any time. So they're open. There is nothing that they hide from me. I'm always there, and they can express their feelings, they can cry. They can just share with me how they feel. And I'm there. I cry with them. It's important to be vulnerable with them and show them, especially boys. I don't raise my boy soft. I raise him I said to him, you're growing up, he's 11 now, you have to learn to accept sometimes rejection. I know Master Madiba is very handsome. They said, nobody's going to reject me, Mama. So, but I teach him about life. I teach him about, show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are.
That's good. This is lovely, because I strongly believe that creating the right atmosphere is important for children to thrive. And I think that's what you've given to Madiba. Creating the right atmosphere, having faith, making him have faith in himself and in his God. And that is important. So
and also for our boys, train them to be gentlemen. I see a lot of them are not gentlemen.
Yeah.
It must, you understand?
Yeah, respect for the women in their lives.
Yeah, because he can say, oh, my father is not there. Now his father came back,
Okay.
But I had to show him not to be judgmental, but what I want you to become. Because your dad didn't have that role model growing up. He don't have that self-esteem, those morals. So morals and values in our boys. In our girls as well, because the girls grow up with lack of self-esteem. And I also talk a lot to girls about self-esteem. They don't have their fathers there with them, and they look for love very early. They become very promiscuous because they start engaging in looking for love. And it's not that they are, it's not that, they're not kinky. These are girls that just never been loved. And their mom could only love them to a point. They need their, I'm a daddy's girl. I was brought up with a lot of men. So for me, it's important for my daughter to understand she's beautiful, she's loved, she's, she have a lot of mentorship. We can't stress. I am here because of mentorship. Mentorship is so important. What I couldn't gotten from home, my dad was an alcoholic, so I didn't have the best childhood. I could blame my father or my mom for the way my life turned out, but I had to say, I want to be something better. I want to be the change the world hopes to see, like Muhammad Gandhi. So we need to educate our children that regardless of how their parents may be, there's still possibilities.
Yeah, so, and I thank God for this, because this is assuring. I'll be sincere with you. I've seen a broken society here in the UK, and I can't link it back to broken family values. That are not healthy emotionally, and so you can't give what you don't have, and that is a serious issue. So when we begin to look at the mental, emotional health and the rest, it's not just because of science. It's important for building a healthy society. So we're going to look into this and see how it goes, and that is beautiful. So I want to thank you for that. But before we go, I still have one more important question for you. But I want you to talk to me about this beautiful book. And I want to encourage everyone that wants to know more about our guest and to just get this book. You're going to talk about this book again. So can you tell us what inspired you to write this book and how people can get this beautiful book?
What inspired me to write this book is that I overcame all the things that I thought I couldn't overcome in my life. And I wanted to share my story so that people can see life can knock you down, but you can get up. Okay. It's on Amazon. So please support me. I would love to get your support, and it's a good read. You will be inspired.
Thank you. Appreciate that. But before we go, give up. Your motto, never give up, is truly inspiring. How do you embody this in your daily life? And what message do you have for people out there?
Because if I gave up, I wouldn't be here talking to you today.
Yeah.
So we need to inspire ourselves that whatever life throws at us, keep going. Keep winning. Keep a vision board of what you want to achieve. I tell my kids, let's do a vision board. Okay. What do you want? What do you see? Write it. The Bible said in Habakkuk, write it and make it plain. So never give up for me is a mantra. Every day I wake up, you can do it. Never give up. Yes, you can. And this is something that drives me. It's like fuel, It's like oil in my, so I have to continue. Never give up. Keep going. Yes, you can. So that's why I keep so encouraging.
I really want to thank you, Victory, for coming today. I just love the name Victory, because it's symbolizes your journey. You're victorious. You just move from one victory to the next, and so that is why I picked the word victory, the name Victory. That's my favorite name here. Victory. Every other name is beautiful, but what the name Victory just symbolizes who you are.
Yes.
Who you are. So thank you for coming. And I want to thank everyone for listening. Please want to encourage you to subscribe to Fancy TV and Fancy Radio. You go to our YouTube channel and just so that you can rewatch this interview. We want you to share this interview to your friends that are going through one difficult time, difficult situation or the other, so that they too can be inspired by the story of our sister here today in the studio. Once again, I want to thank you for coming. We look forward to meeting Motiba, and very soon. And
yes, thank you so much.
Love to your family. Yes. We hope we can see we'll be seeing very soon.
I would also like to add that I would like to make a donation to Fancy Radio. You inspired me.
Oh, thank you so much.
That I know the work that you do.
We appreciate it.
So I will make a donation.
Thank you so much. We're grateful. Thank you so much. You are so unique.
Thank you.
And we appreciate the donation, and we are grateful. So once again, thank you everyone for being part of this lovely discussion. Do enjoy your time and just keep listening to lovely music. We have music for you to spend your lovely afternoon. And I believe it's time for lunch for some of you. So go there and grab the lunch and take care of yourself. Stay warm, stay safe. Thank you.
It's here again. EPRA Global Leadership and Entrepreneurial Summit and Awards 2025. Celebrating excellence in leadership and innovation. Date, 22nd to 26 September 2025. Venue, Oriel Institute, London. Theme, Innovating for Tomorrow, Empowering Global Leaders in Business and Entrepreneurship. Who should attend? Join a dynamic gathering of visionary founders and CEOs, entrepreneurs and industry leaders, economists and investors, policy makers and academics, corporate executives and journalists, and other game changers shaping the future. Why attend? Connect with global industry leaders and disruptors. Bring groundbreaking ideas to life. Drive entrepreneurial growth and innovation. Expand your professional network and ecosystem. Secure your spot today. Don't miss this transformative experience. Register now.